All right, let's dive in. Today, we're going to decode a force that shapes your world every single day, and honestly, most of the time, you probably don't even notice it. We're talking about American global hegemony. So let's break down how this incredible influence actually works.
So let me just start with this question. Is it really possible for one country to kind of steer the entire planet and do it so quietly that most of us don't even see it happening? This isn't some plot from a spy movie. We're talking about the real underlying systems that run our world.
It all starts right here, the United States. Just one nation out of nearly 200 on Earth.
And yet, its influence, it doesn't stop at its borders. From the busiest cities in Asia to the most remote villages in Africa, its presence is felt everywhere.
Think about it. The money in the global economy, the movies we all watch, the technology that connects every single one of us, it's all being silently shaped. So how on earth did this happen? Well, that's exactly what we're here to figure out.
Let's start with the first and, you could argue, the most fundamental pillar of power: money. But not just any money. We're talking about the absolute dominance of the US dollar.
Just take a look at this. This chart shows you the massive scale of the dollar's power. Over 60% of all global trade happens in US dollars. That means when Germany is buying cars from Japan or Brazil is selling coffee to South Korea, they're probably not using euros or yen. Nope, they're using American dollars.
So why is that? It really just boils down to one powerful word: trust. Now, this trust isn't an accident. It was built over decades of economic stability, especially after World War II. And it's reinforced by systems that price major things like oil in dollars. This isn't a rule that's forced on people with guns, it's just the accepted global standard. And that trust gives America incredible economic leverage over the entire planet.
Okay, so that's the financial system. Let's move to our second pillar and see how this influence goes from what's in our wallets to what's inside our heads. We're talking about cultural power, and its global headquarters, Hollywood.
You see, Hollywood doesn't just make movies. It exports a lifestyle, a set of values, a vision of the world. Giants like Netflix and Disney aren't just entertainment companies. They are incredibly powerful vehicles for exporting American culture on a scale we've never seen before in human history.
And this quote right here, it just nails it. Through decades of movies and TV shows, images of yellow cabs, the Statue of Liberty, that Manhattan skyline, they've been beamed into billions of minds. It creates this shared cultural reference point, a global familiarity with American places and ideas, whether you've been there or not.
Okay, on to pillar number 3. If culture shapes how we think, technology shapes how we live. This is the digital empire, and, well, it is overwhelmingly American.
How do you find information? For most of the world, the answer is Google.
That device that's probably in your hand right now, the whole ecosystem you live in, Apple.
And how do you connect with friends, family, the world? Meta.
The software that runs the majority of businesses and personal computers on the planet, Microsoft. And the very infrastructure of e-commerce, not to mention the cloud that basically underpins the modern internet itself, Amazon.
So here's the crucial takeaway from all that. Your digital life, the apps you cap every single day, the massive amounts of data you're constantly creating, even the cloud where your most precious memories are stored, it is largely managed and controlled by American companies.
Now let's shift gears. We've talked about the subtle, almost invisible power of tech and culture. But what about the most visible, most traditional form of power? That brings us to Pillar 4, raw military and technological superiority. I mean, just look at this chart. The numbers are absolutely staggering. The United States spends more on its military than the next 10 biggest spending countries combined. This isn't just about having more ships and planes. This level of investment creates a massive technological advantage. We're talking next-gen fighter jets, global satellite networks that no one else can match. It gives America an unparalleled physical influence across the globe. But true, lasting power isn't just about projecting force. It's about creating the future. So let's look at our fifth and final pillar, the power of innovation, which has effectively made America the world's idea factory. This right here is a critical piece of the whole puzzle.
The world's most famous universities, Harvard, MIT, Stanford, they act like giant magnets, pulling in the best and brightest minds from every single country on Earth. So groundbreaking ideas are often born there, they're developed there, and then they're exported to the rest of the world, setting the agenda for science, technology, and business for years to come.
So, we've looked at the pillars: money, culture, technology, military, and innovation. But what's the one thread that connects all of them? What is the real source of this incredible, enduring global power?
Now, this is where it all clicks into place. We tend to think of power in really visible terms, right? Like weapons and money. And yeah, of course, those are important, but the real underlying power, the kind that truly lasts, comes from designing and controlling the systems themselves, the financial systems, the media systems, the technological systems. When you get to set the rules of the game, you don't have to worry quite as much about winning every single play.
And that leaves us with one final, really crucial question to think about. If one country is the primary architect of the systems that run our world, who then is the primary architect of our future? It's definitely something to chew on.